It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day 5 in Normal Heights. And we've got, what? We've got some busy bees and Jody.
Jody, you're okay, go hide.
Yes, our volunteer Jody, and Susie's back today. And we are doing everything today. We are doing irrigation. We are planting. We are rocking. I'm doing some tapestry work. And everybody is just busy, 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 busy. This morning we got weed fabric down in this area here in the parking strip.
I'll put it here so you can flip it over and knock it out.
And, you know, 6 of one, half dozen of another. Do you stage the boulders in the plants and then work around it, or do you do the fabric and then cut holes in it, blah, blah, blah? I tend to lean toward spreading the fabric and then cutting holes if it's going to be a minimalistic planting.
Hey, go team.
Oh, you shaved.
Go team.
So Greg opted for the middle and did a goatee.
Other side.
And
Happy wife, happy life.
well, I'm not 100 here. Okay, here's what I think. He needs to keep this clipped. Am I right? I don't want this getting all scruffy and gross. As long as he keeps this clipped, I'll be fine.
Ultimately, as long as he's happy, right?
That's right.
Well, back
Right.
to happy wife, happy life. Yes, that will make me happy if he keeps it clipped. Okay, so we are, Susie and Jody planted this angustifolia right here. They're going to put another one right here where the pebble is. And all they'll do, yeah, I know we should have waited to do the GG till we were done planting, but it was just the way it worked out. This has been a really big job, so we've kind of had to just go with what we could. So see the fabric? They'll take scissors and just make an X, fold it back, pop in the plant, fold it over, push that back, just like that. Easy peasy. So one here, one over there, good to go.
Thanks, ladies.
We had in irrigation a broken pipe here from the Bobcat yesterday that Greg had to fix, so we had to undo the fabric and he had to fix it and redo the fabric. So I mean, this is just kind of the nature of the beast. We do our very best to stockpile as many materials as we can, but it doesn't always work out seamlessly, no pun intended. So that's why sometimes we have to back over things from time to time. But ultimately, we're pretty much right on schedule thanks to these fantastic volunteers. We've got Nate and Alex moving our 3/8 Cali Gold. This is going to be our top dressing rock. It's going to go, you can see they've got it started back here.
We got Gord coming in with the rake to spread it out.
Yeah, and Gordon will be raking and spreading that out. That'll go all in through here. And yeah, there's another broken pipe we fixed. You can see Jody and Susie getting their frustrations out
Yes.
on this poor angustifolia. And Kevin over here running his hard line. We've got irrigation ports like this. Greg tapped into the sprayers throughout the yard and capped a port, so they're just tying into that as we go. I've also made progress on my cactus garden. Our Pilosoceras looked like 3 candles on top of a cake, so I dug a couple of them out and planted them at different elevations, which just, you know, it looked a lot more natural. I did the same thing with some of the other cactus. I made ledges. Really important in a cactus diorama. Palo Verde Desert Museum 1, Hannah 0. In a diorama to create vignettes and in different heights, and you do that by dry stacking with rocks and pebbles. So this is still a work in progress, but it's going to be a really, really cool section of the garden. Yeah, let me show you how I do a little tapestry. All right, so they have a picture window right behind Hannah, and you know, with any installation, most are 360 degrees, meaning they can be viewed from all angles. So you have to look at every angle and make sure you don't see any butts. And if you see a butt,
You spank it.
you spank it. No, you you know, you soften it up. So in this case, I felt like this needed a little something something, so I thought this would be a good place for a tapestry. So I'm going to start with my tallest thing. This is a Distance. Yep. Love this. Hannah and Alex went to Oasis Water Efficient Gardens this morning and got me some plants. Like I didn't have enough here, right? Okay, so I got my height. See there? Then I'm going to descend. So I've got this aloe Crosby's Prolific, not to be confused with the Crosby's Compact. Look at all those roots.
And just spank it on that rock.
Yeah, completely unnecessary. We do not need all of that. So I'm going to loosen this up, and I'm going to trim off some of these roots. They're just not necessary. And I don't want to dig a hole that deep. Okay, so also I want to take and remove as much of the soil as I can from the side of the plant, because I want to pack these in right next to each other. I mean, where they are just...
Aloes. 3 different aloes.
Yeah, they are
Together harmoniously.
married. See how I married those aloes? How tight they are? It's so beautiful, isn't it? It's just magic with that millie eye behind it. Oh gosh. Ugh. Wow. And you know, the little tapestry vignettes in the garden are also a really important part of what I do, because it's sort of my signature. You know, little surprises all over. This is a massive installation, BTW. I mean, bigger than I even realized. So it's just going to be ridiculous.
Have a bee friend.
I have a bee friend.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I love the bees. So now I'm feeling like I want some Sedum Firestorm. I want some orange. Look at that, right? And these are going to grow. This is the tallest, second tallest, third tallest. So I'm keeping that in mind too as I go. And then I think I'm going to take some yellow. This is a little, not quite as orange, although they're both Firestorm, so who knows. Microclimates at work, I guess. There I go. And then as like a period at the end of the sentence, I'm going to do a little neon breaker. Tuck that right in there. And I mean, no, I'm not done. Then it becomes, where do you stop it? And that's just experience. Just mess around with it. Remember, there's no reason why you can't do something, walk away, come back to it, make edits, pull things out, move things around. Just because you planted it doesn't mean it has to stay that way. I'm going to do a little rubbertinctum here, a little sedum. It just doesn't feel quite done.
Gorge.
Right? Hannah says gorge. How about that?
Or the photos.
Yeah. And then I still feel like I need a little something something right here. I don't feel done yet.
There's a cute little brevifolia.
What have I got back here? Oh yeah, I got a little brevifolia. This is going to be really root bound, I can tell. Yeah, look at that. Oh my. Okay, get rid of a bunch of that.
Sweet is slower.
All right, then this, see those roots?
They're cut.
Okay. And remember, this is all up on a mound, so I didn't even need a shovel. I could just use my hands to dig. Can't beat that. So yes, there it is. There it is. We needed another aloe as a bookend against these aloes up here, I think. Now it feels done to me. I feel really, really good about, oh my. Yes. I feel good about that. Okay, so that is how you do a tapestry. Now you probably noticed that there's an irrigation tube running back here. We will tap off of that brown tube to support these plants with a little micro sprayer, so everything will get its water. Okay. All right, so we are about ready to wrap it up, day 5. I wanted to show you one more thing though. We got most of the all of the foundation plants sunk in this area. I didn't want anything tall because I didn't want to compete with our desert museum over here. But we have flanked with the Petalanthus bracteus. There will be a gate that will be constructed to go across there. But just real quick, I wanted to show you what a difference one plant can make. So here we have an agave blue flame and a stand of Aeonium sunburst. Now you know the blue flame's potential is to get yay big, but ain't gonna happen for a minute. I mean, it'll take a couple of 3 years for it to really start to take off. These are arboretums, so they're gonna grow tree-like, which means you really kind of want something soft underneath to cover those trunks. So I am going to stick a Crassula undulata. You know how much I love me my ungies. Right here in between the two plants. And I want you to note how that softens up this vignette so beautifully. Now what's going to happen is this ungi is going to slowly start to grow it right in time with these other plants. Same with the Crassula ovata in the back there. You know, and it's okay if you make mistakes. If you plant things in the wrong order, after a year or two, you'll know. And the beauty of succulents is it's not hard to dig them up and move them around. But I'm telling you, this is a great trio. Now, when you reach a point where you're planting and planting and planting and you just can't quite find the end point, that's when you need to stage a rock. So there's going to be more rocks that are going to go in here too. But tomorrow morning, I'm going to finish softening and planting this out. And I really hope that you'll tune in tomorrow and see just how this transforms with just the addition of a few more plants, which is basically all we have left. So Hannah and I spotted in some tapestry. You can see Kevin here. We talked about the going through with the micro lines to support the tapestry. So we have the big thick line, which is underneath, and then we have these little micro lines that we move through the tapestry so that everything is rung with irrigation. Thanks, Kevy. So these lines that you see here are going to be buried, but first we have to flush them and make sure everything's operational. Then we'll bury them. Also, we are going to apply a product called Preen, P-R-E-E-N, which is a pre-emergent, all through this space in the hopes of getting a heads up on weeds. This is a great way for you to see too. You know, I talk about weed fabric. This is a no because it's so densely planted and the fabric would be Swiss cheese. This is yes because it's very sparsely planted. Therefore, it makes sense to go ahead and do the fabric. I am loving that little vignette of lime and white. That is really, really pretty. That parking strip, man. What? There's four plants in there. That's all it needed. It's amazing what a few things can do. Oh, and the gravel looks tight. Look at this. Wowza, what an improvement. This is California Gold 3/8. And yeah, I mean, all we did was clean out some crap, put down some weed fabric and throw down the rock, and this is just 100% better. Look at that yucca. That's so cool. You know, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen when this fence comes down, but that's for another day. Here, we also did a cute little ribbon. Nate and our volunteer Jody did a cute little pebble ribbon to divide the properties. Looks super cute. Then we have so much river rock, and yes, I am going to be doing a little dry stream, but there's at least 1.5 yards left. So I'm going to work with this in here somehow. Not sure yet. poor Greg has spent his day basically putting out irrigation fires. He capped this broken pipe and it's still leaking, so he's still working on trying to figure that out. Oh, and here comes a little cutie patootie. Aw, really cute.
I love your Converse, by the way.
Yeah, those are really cute. Aw.
Converse and a puppy. What better? What more could we ask for? Hey. Thank you.
Aw. So yeah, we've got more tapestry work and then, you know, low profile plants. I also wanted to do some soft things here at the curb. So Hannah installed another tapestry right here, which I thought was really neat against the weight of the barrel cactus and the little mammillaria to the right. So we've got soft, pokey, etc., etc. Now here you can see we still have quite a few plants, and once I get those pulled out tomorrow, it'll help me see. I don't want to plant too close to the hedge because it's going to need maintained, but I also don't want there to be a straight line down there. So I'll figure that out tomorrow. We are going to continue on with the irrigation, then run our lights, low voltage lighting, and then we'll be able to do our top dressing rock, and there's going to be even more surprises to come. So be sure and tune in and follow my story at Laura Loves Succulents for all the fun outtakes throughout the day. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity reporting for Team DFS. Special thanks to Susie and Jody, our volunteers today, and we will have more tomorrow. Bye, guys.